So this is the latest in a series of looks at performances I think were snubbed for Best Supporting Actor. Now, for those out there who are big fans of Joel and Ethan Coen's work, the movie that really broke them on the national and international level in the United States and the world was Fargo. Now, for those who haven't seen Fargo, it's like the Coen brothers film noir style. It's a black comedy crime film that was written, produced, directed, edited, casted, and showrun by Joel and Ethan Coen. Now, in this movie, which is sort of like if The Godfather was put in the middle of northern New Brunswick, Frances McDormand, who's one of the best actresses of the last 30 years, stars as Marge Gunnarsson, a pregnant Minnesota police officer who's investigating two roadside homicides that occur because a desperate car salesman, played by the incomparable William H. Macy, hires two criminals, including Steve Buscemi and Peter Stormare, to kidnap his wife in order to extort a heavy ransom from his father-in-law. Now, in the case of most film noirs, especially this one, things go wrong extremely quickly. Now, Steve Buscemi plays the voice of the two, not the heavy of the theft couple, but his performance is that sleazy and that overacting and that direct to the Coen style, he almost steals the movie. Now, imagine Steve Buscemi in these other comic performances and these dramatic performances. He doesn't really play himself in this. He plays almost like a lizard come to life. His character doesn't have any goals, doesn't have any morals. He doesn't have any indication how to make the crime come forth. Basically what it was, they were going to kidnap Macy's wife, hold her for ransom, and then bring her back. But it goes wrong very quickly because the kidnapping kind of goes sideways, and you bring the wife to an abandoned shed, and they basically don't think it out. But there's two scenes in the movie that really stands out, and they're kind of as wide as anybody can think. There's a scene where he hires a prostitute and he goes to this bar where Jose Feliciano is playing. And for some reason, Buscemi's character gets more interested in the fact that Jose Feliciano is playing and making small talk with the prostitute. You have to see to believe it. It's just totally bizarre than what he's just done. And the second, which goes down in one of the most important scenes in Aboriginal film culture. What happens with William H. Macy character, one of his mechanics is an Indian mechanic. He tracks down Buscemi and Stormare to do the deed. And when the cops are starting investigating this car dealer, this mechanic, he basically turns on Buscemi, tracks him down, and beats the living heck out of him. It must rank as the most dramatic beatings with a belt in movie history. To see an Indian beat up on a white man for nearly 2 to 3 minutes in a mainstream movie is comparable to watching Glorious Bastards seeing the Jewish bastards knock off all the Nazis. Extremely intense and extremely ironic. Now, why was Steve Buscemi not nominated for Oscar? We still don't know. Could have had to do with the fact that Buscemi didn't have pull in the Academy. The fact was that William H. Macy had more of more support in the association. We don't know. But Buscemi has proved over the years, even like crazy parts like A Wedding Singer, Buscemi is high value for his talent. So again, if you have a chance to watch Fargo, get the DVD Blu-ray version because there's a little bit more background and different scenes. But in the movie, Frances McDormand dominates the piece, but the number two actor is Buscemi, because Buscemi, where's Jerry, like the famous scene, and let me tell you, he's a cold stone killer. He's not really a psychopath, but he's as close as you're going to get to it. So, and if you ever see Steve Buscemi in any of their performances, just look at that and compare that to his early work before this as well. He's come a long way. Being a firefighter most of his early working career, to be technically one of the top 10 male actors in the world, that's pretty good. So again, on this Christmas Day, Boxing Day, I wish you the best, and don't forget Movie marathons are always great when you have time off. Take a chance maybe and watch Fargo if you haven't watched it before. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Now, the next in a series of the supporting actor snubs might be something you don't expect. I'll leave that for that. It's in a Disney movie anyway. Hope this finds you well. Have a great evening. Bye.